If this is your first time reading Leviticus chapter 16, it's very likely that you feel unsettled. Not because you lack reverence, but because the chapter begins with something impossible to ignore. Someone died in the presence of God. Not long before this, Aaron's 2 sons collapsed and died in the context of worship. Not on a battlefield, not at a crime scene, but at the very moment they thought they were drawing near to God. That event is not brushed aside. Instead, it becomes the backdrop of the entire Day of Atonement. It is as if Scripture is saying, if you are going to speak about God's presence, you must first face this question: why do people die before God? Then God speaks a shocking word to Aaron: you may not come into the most holy place whenever you wish. This is not merely a religious regulation, it exposes a reality. God's presence is not neutral. He is not a being whose presence simply makes people feel comfortable. He is perfectly holy, and humans are not. The problem is not only that people sin, but that sin contaminates everything that draws near to God. Not only the human heart, but even the tabernacle, the place God established to dwell among His people, becomes defiled because of human sin. So this chapter is not teaching people how to try harder to please God. It is answering a deeper question. In this reality, is there still a way for human beings to stand before God and live? You will notice that when Aaron enters the holiest place, he is not wearing glorious garments. There is no gold plate, no ornate robe, only simple linen clothing. The image almost declares this truth. Between God and humanity, all human-made glory is useless. Then 2 goats appear. Not 1, but 2. One is sacrificed. Its blood is brought into the most holy place and sprinkled before the mercy seat. That act declares something unmistakable. The cost of sin is real, and death is not symbolic. But there is another goat. It is not killed. It is not offered to God. No blood is shed. Hands are laid on it, all the sins are confessed over it, and then it is sent away, into the wilderness, away from the camp, away from God's dwelling, away from the people. This moment is crucial, because it answers one of the deepest questions of the human heart. If God forgives me, where does my sin go? Scripture does not say that sin is simply overlooked, nor that it is minimized. It is carried away, not left on you, not left before God, but removed, far from God's presence, to a place from which it will never return. And yet, even this is not enough, because this day comes only once a year, while people sin every day. The sanctuary will be defiled again. The people will fail again. Even the high priest himself still needs atonement. So the entire chapter of Leviticus 16 is waiting for an answer, waiting for a mediator who does not need to offer sacrifice for himself, waiting for one who can both bear the penalty of sin and truly remove sin, waiting for one whose work is completed once and remains effective forever. That is why, when you read the New Testament, you discover that Jesus was not crucified by accident. He did not merely become the goat that was slain, nor only the goat that was sent away. He bore both death and abandonment. He shed His blood to satisfy justice. He was cast outside the city and bore separation. He did not enter the sanctuary once a year, but entered once for all, opening a new and living way for everyone who belongs to Him. So Leviticus chapter 16 is not an ancient and obscure religious ritual. It is honestly telling you this: God is truly holy, humanity is truly sinful, and Christ is truly the only way. If today you are able to stand before God with confidence, it is not because you are better, but because the true high priest has already finished everything for you.